Hello everybody, and a very warm welcome to Nathaniel Infant School. I would like to extend the warmest of welcomes to parents who are joining us brand new, those parents who have got children in our school currently, and those returning parents who have had children with us in the past. This video has been made as a result of us not being able to have this meeting face to face as we normally would, so this is a new experience for us all, but I do hope that by listening to this video then it's going to give you a little bit of information about our school, a little bit more about how we work and the things that we do, as well as explaining the proposed induction arrangements for this coming September. Now again, because we are in uncertain times currently, the information that I will give you about September is going to be subject to change, because as of yet none of the schools in the country know what the expectations will be come September, so please bear with us, and if anything does change we will let you know as soon as we possibly can. Our school ethos is learning together to be the best that we can, and that is really what we do throughout the whole of our school and what we strive to be doing with our children, and that's what you will see when you read our prospectus also. We are a 3-form entry infant school, so that means that we have 3 classes in each year group. So we will have 90 children in our reception year, which will be split into 3 classes of 30. Same in year 1 and the same in year 2. So at full capacity there will be 270 children across the whole of our school. The staff that are going to be in reception in September are going to be Mrs Doherty and Mrs Hancock. They are a job share. Mrs Doherty is our team leader in the early years. Mrs Lowen, who is new to our school, but she is an experienced teacher relocating from the south of the country, as well as Miss Hush, who has been with us for a number of years. We've also got a very experienced team of teaching assistants who very ably support the children within their class. They are Mrs Arnold, Mrs Bagshaw, Miss Gilbody, Mrs Reynolds and Mrs Wright, and they will all be working with your child at some point during their time in reception. We value the strong homeschool partnership that we endeavour to meet with our parents. We want to hear your views as well as sharing views that we have from school. So if you have any issues whatsoever, any concerns, any questions, then please approach either myself or a member of the team, and we will deal with any of the issues or the questions or concerns you have very swiftly. Please do not worry at home without wanting to speak to us. Come and see us straight away, and we will solve things as quickly as we can. Obviously there are times of the day where that is better done than others. So for example, first thing in the morning the staff are very keen to get the children into school and get them settled as quickly as we can to get started on the school day. So if it can wait, then it's always advisable to wait until the end of the school day, when one of our staff will be more than happy to speak to you. Similarly, if you have any concerns, you can ring us in the day and somebody will get back to you as quickly as we can. So a little bit now about the reception year. So many of your children will have been to nursery. So the reception year is a continuation of the children's time in nursery. So they will still be in the early years foundation stage. It will be year 2 of a 2-year programme. However, we are changing the new EYFS, and as a school we've decided to pilot the new EYFS that will be coming statutory from next academic year. So children will still do all of the elements that they currently do, and the biggest thing that we try and instill in the children is that they're going to enjoy being at school and they're going to enjoy their learning. So the staff will work really hard to try and provide stimulating activities for the children throughout the day. Our motto is that we work hard and try our best. So for the children, we will say that it doesn't matter if you find it a little bit tricky, as long as you try your best. The staff are here to help us all of the time. Children will be working through the early years foundation stage. So there are 7 areas of learning within that. Children will be working on many of those areas throughout each of the school day, which will include maths and English, and particularly reading, which reading is a really critical thing to get the children doing really quickly, because that will open the doors to many other areas of their education. In reception, learning is mainly through adult-led activities and structured play. So the children may come home, and when you ask them what have they done during the day, they might say, I've played all day. And that isn't strictly wrong. They will be playing for a lot of the day because that's how they will learn best at this age group. But please rest assured that the children's idea of playing will be sitting behind the staff having done some really thorough planning, and the activities will be suitable for pushing your children on in their learning. Our phonics programme is called Read, Write, Ink. So what will happen is, when the children first come into school, they will do some initial work in their class group, and then as we move towards the October half-term stage, we'll assess the children, and then we'll put them into groupings, smaller groupings, so that we can target teach them, and then they will come in line with the rest of the school, whereby we all do phonics at the same time during the day. Children are then assessed each half-term, and then they move through the colour bands until they're competent readers, which is usually as they move into year 2. So it is a programme that continues for the whole of their time with us. We will assess the children on entry in order for us to be able to support your child from a starting point. Every child comes to school with different experiences and different starting points. So please do not be concerned if your child is not doing exactly the same sort of things as your friend's child, because every child learns new skills at different times. So please do not compare them, else that might end up getting you a little bit worried about their progress. Always talk to the children if you have got any, always talk to the staff if you have got any concerns ever. As I said, we will be piloting a new EYFS, and along that is the piloting a new baseline. So again, that will be assessing on entry, and then we will be talking to you throughout the year about how your children are progressing from their starting point. We strongly encourage parental involvement within our school. So throughout the year, you will be invited to lots and lots of different events. So just for an example, Mother's Day and Father's Day, we do an activity where parents can come into school and they spend the afternoon doing some fun activities with their children. And the children really do love it when their parents can come in and support them. We also do enrichment days where we will invite you in on curriculum events. And for example, this year the children were learning about space, so parents came in and did some rocket building. Great time was had by all. Lots and lots of competitive parents as well, so lots of good fun on that afternoon. Activities are a really important part of your children's education. Unfortunately, school budgets being as they are, we can't always subsidise all of these or indeed pay for them all. We do endeavour through our PTA events and different fundraising we do throughout the year to support these as much as we can, but there will be times throughout the year that we ask for a small contribution in order for us to invite visitors into school who can bring a wealth of experience and a different dimension to the children's learning, as well as taking children on some school trips. We always endeavour to give you plenty of notice in order for you to be able to pay for these events. So please don't worry too much about those. We will make sure that there's plenty of time given between us telling you they're going on a trip and them going on a trip. One of our most favourite trips is when the whole school go to the pantomime every Christmas. Children absolutely love that experience, as do the staff. In our school, we have high behaviour expectations. That's not to say that we expect all of our children to be perfectly behaved all of the time. Children will be children, and children do learn by their mistakes. We have got some class and school rules that we will teach the children as soon as they arrive in school. These are obviously there so that the children are kept safe at all times and they know the expectations. We do remind them about them all of the time. We don't expect them to know them all straight away. The behaviour scheme that we use is called Good to be Green, and this is the symbol that the posters that you'll see in the classrooms. So this is a promotion of good behaviour in school, and we are all about the positives, trying to promote good behaviour as much as we possibly can. What happens in this scheme is that each session the children have, so they will have the session from the beginning of the day until playtime, a session from playtime until lunchtime, and then a session in the afternoon. What we do is every child in the class has got a card, a little bit like a credit card in a chart, and they all have a green card, an amber card and a red card within their little packet within the chart. Every child in the class starts each new session with a green card. If children need to have some reminders about the school rules, the classroom rules, then what we will do is we'll give a couple of warnings to the children, so they may not be sitting nicely and listening to the teacher on the carpet. In that instance, we would give them a gentle reminder that what the school rule is. We would do that again. If they still were unable to follow the rule, then we would give them an amber card. So what that would mean is the children would have to go to the chart and put themselves on amber. When they are on an amber card, they are able to work their way back to green throughout that session by doing the right thing for the rest of that session. Very, very occasionally, children do something that obviously is more serious, and in that instance we do have to give them a red card. If they are given a red card, then we would be speaking to you at the end of the day about the behaviour, so that would have to be something more serious. On occasions, children may end up on a red card because they have continued to not behave so well and that amber has ended up as a red card. But at any one time, we would always talk to you if your child has got a red card so that we can work together in order to improve the behaviour. We don't give red cards out freely and easily, and we always check with the senior leader whether the behaviour is worthy of a red card. What will happen is minutes will be taken off the children's free time, so either at break or lunchtime, if they are not able to get back to green during that session. So for example, in the first session of the morning, if they remain on an amber or they get to a red card, they would then miss a couple of minutes of their break. They wouldn't miss much time because we do believe it's really, really important for the children to run off some steam during these times. Whatever's happened during that session, when they return back to class, it's all forgotten, and then they move back to green and we start again. So at least the children have always got something to be working to. Okay, so most importantly, our rewards. So as I said, we work really, really hard on the positive side of behaviour. So we have some really, really nice rewards that the children in school really, really do enjoy. So first of all, we have our stars. When the children start school, they will be given a little book that's called their star book. The star book stays with them for the time that they were at Nathaniel Newton. So what happens is every time the child does something or behaves in a certain way that the teacher or a member of staff feels is worthy of a star, they will put a star in their star book. Once they get to 10 stars, they come and see me, usually on a Friday at some point, and they receive a sticker at the end of the row of stars. When they get to 50, they get what we call a small prize, which is something like a pencil or a pen or a little book or a little bracelet or a little car that they bring home as their reward. They then carry on working until they get to 100. When they get to 100, they get what we call a bigger prize, and they also are awarded a certificate. When they are awarded a certificate, you will get invited to our assembly, which is known as our congratulations assembly, that occur on a Wednesday morning. So if the children get awarded one of their star certificates, you will get ample notice in order to be able to come and celebrate with your child. In addition, at our congratulations assemblies, We also have a child who is chosen as a pupil of the week. So that's a child who has done something really good and has really impressed the teacher during the week, and you will also get a message home to say that your child has been awarded this certificate, and you'll be also invited to assemblies. We also really encourage children to share successes with their activities out of school, such as swimming, football, dancing, karate and so on. If the children receive an award in their hobby, then we encourage them to bring it in on a Wednesday, and we will present it in the assembly as well. We also have a head teacher tea party which occur once a week. One child is chosen from the class for doing something really well. They come and we have a drink, usually a milkshake or squash, and a cake and a chat about lots of different things. And when they've been to the head teacher tea party, they are awarded 5 stars in their star book, and they also receive a head teacher award certificate. Once your child starts school, they do start school formally. So at this point, we are obliged to record attendance. Attendance is a really important thing to get right in the early years in order to enable your child to have good attendance throughout their school career. There is lots and lots of reports out there, but one of them is the Charlie Taylor report, and that showed that there are really strong links between good attendance and attainment. So if children start their school career with good attendance, then they are known to have a better set of GCSEs by the time they reach year 11. Obviously, the earlier we can get children into those good attendance habits, i.e. As they start school, the better, because they just get into that routine. Now again, I understand, I've got children myself, that sometimes children will sort of say, oh, like us all, I don't feel like going to school today, I've got a tummy ache and so on and so forth. If you can try and be really encouraging to your child and just sort of encourage them to school, and obviously if they're not very well in school, we will send them home, but 9 times out of 10 they'll be absolutely fine throughout the day, and they'll have forgotten about their tummy ache or whatever it is as soon as they get to school and they see their friends. Now we aim for good attendance for children to be at least 95%. Now again, we understand that young children do get poorly, they do get sick, there are lots and lots of childhood illnesses around, and of course we would not expect you to send your child to school if they were really unwell. So trying to get 95% attendance or better is really good. Obviously 100% attendance is absolutely wonderful, but in reality, we understand that that's not always so easy to achieve. Now if you are aiming for sort of 95%, that would be about 5 or 6 days absent across the whole year. So it's not a huge amount, but again, it's probably enough for us to think about any sort of childhood illnesses that your child might get. So in terms of your job in encouraging attendance, is we need to know for safeguarding reasons as soon as possible if your child is not going to be in school. So if you can ring the school office, on our phone line there is an absence line, so you would just press the number and just leave a pre-recorded message for us. If we do not hear from you by 9:30 in the morning, we will be ringing you because we need to check that your child is safe and they are with you. You'll need to let us know if your child is going to be away for longer than you thought. So for example, if your child has got a sickness bug, you might be able to tell us that they won't be in for a couple of days. But if you're not sure, you just need to phone us each day that your child isn't in, and then we'll know where they are. Holidays in term time is always a really hot topic. We would encourage you to avoid taking any holidays in school time, and we've got lots and lots of holiday days across the year that really you don't need to be having the children off for any more time. If you do choose to go on holiday during term time and you've got no other alternative because of your job, etc., then please be honest with us. It's much better for us to know where your child is and that they're safe, rather than you ring up and tell us they are ill. Unfortunately, many children will tell us the truth. So if you do try and take your child on holiday and not tell us, we usually do find out, because especially if it's a really exciting holiday, the children will want to tell us and their friends all about it. So please do be honest. We would much rather you be upfront about it. If you do take holiday in term time, there is a form that you will need to fill in, and we will have a chat to you around how it will affect your child's attendance. Sometimes we do need to provide some support to you and your child with regards to attendance, and we've got our learning mentor who will always endeavour to support you with ensuring your children attend school as much as they possibly can. So if you are struggling in any way, please do not suffer in silence. Come and have a chat to us. Now again, because we are keen on rewards for the children, we have got a little system in school that each half term we give children some certificates. So if your child has done really well and they have managed to come to school most days and they have got between 95 and 97%, then they will be awarded a bronze certificate. If they have been really good and have got between 98 and 99%, that's a silver award, and 100% is a gold award, and along with that will go some stars as well. We do understand that there are some children that do have particular medical needs where there may be a requirement for them to attend hospital appointments, or that they're just not well and they do have to stay off sometimes. That will be taken into consideration, and your child won't be penalised for that, and we will endeavour to make sure they still get awarded certificates. Again, we know that some children do struggle with attendance and they may have to have a little bit of intervention from our learning mentor, but if you manage to improve your child's attendance one half term to the next, then we will be awarding a most improved attendance for a half term's improvement. So that's a really positive thing as well. In our school, we take safeguarding of children really importantly. So it is our job and our duty to take responsibility to keep your children in our school and in the local community very safe. So in order to support us doing this, our staff are all highly trained in signs and symptoms of any safeguarding issues or concerns, and they will be speaking to us openly if they do have any issues whatsoever. They'll alert the senior leaders as well as yourselves. So in order to support us as a school, we have to have people called designated safeguarding leads. And this is our designated safeguarding team, which consists of myself, Mrs. Taroney, the deputy head teacher, and Miss Telford, our learning mentor. If you ever have any concerns about your child or another child, then please approach us as soon as you possibly can, and we will endeavour to support you. Well, as I've said, we do take safeguarding seriously, so in order to promote it, we have got posters that you will find across the school whenever you visit us. So it's just telling everybody that we are taking it really importantly, and it is everybody's responsibility to safeguard children and young people within our care. One of our most important slides is the listening slide. Listen, believe and do something to help. Now again, from the point of view of parents as well as us, it's important that you do listen to your child. And if your child does say something that is of a little bit of a concern to you, then please come and see us straight away. Again, sometimes a child's perspective who are 4 or 5 years of age may be slightly different to the truth, but that is not to say that it's not really important for you to bring it up so that we can have a little chat with you. Now similarly, on the other side, if a child says anything that is of a concern to us, in school we have got forms that are known as green forms that you'll see here. So if a member of staff has a concern about something a child says, does or anything, they will write it on the form and they will pass it on to one of the safeguarding leads that I showed you previously. One of us will then be in contact with you in order to hear what you want to say, because again, sometimes children will have things a little bit confused that have happened at home, and we'll work through things together. If we continue to be concerned, then we will reserve the right to speak to the Warwickshire Safeguarding Team, which is called MASH. We will ring them up and we will get either advice or we will there will be some actions. But we will always keep you informed if it is safe to do so. Okay, we've got a learning mentor in our school called Michelle Telford. She has a wide and varied role to her job. The main reason for a learning mentor is to support you with your child coming into school. So she's almost like the link between home and school, and she is not class-based, so she's available to speak to you on a number of matters. So her roles, just a few of them, not exhaustive, are supporting learning, some nurture, attendance. As I've said, she's part of the child protection team. She does parenting programs, Triple P, or we're investigating some others. Sometimes she's just a listening ear. If things in your family are a little bit tricky, she can be a wonderful support to many of our parents. You may have some concerns regarding your child's bedtime routine, maybe that your child's not doing what you want them to do, all of those sort of things, and she will be sort of the first point of contact to support you as much as she can. So family support is a real critical part of her role. Okay, in our school we have a mid-morning snack. So this is part way through the morning when the children have a break. We give the children a piece of fruit. For many years now, children attending infant schools have been part of a national fruit scheme. What that means is, as an infant school, we get provided with a piece of fruit for every child in school for each day that they are in school. So they might be apples, oranges, bananas, pears, raisins. We get seasonal fruit like tomatoes sometimes. So there is always a wide range. We do encourage children to sort of try the fruit, and sometimes you'll find that children that may be a little bit funny and picky at home with certain fruits, because they're eating communally with other people, will have a try at lots of new fruit. Now also, there are a couple of options where drinks are concerned. Every child, until they reach their 5th birthday, will be entitled to some free milk. So that will come into school. After 5, they are still able to have some milk, but you have to contact the dairy and pay for that milk, and the dairy will deliver to the school each day. There is information about this if you want to pursue it in the pack. I'll talk about a little bit later on. Alternatively, your child can bring in a drink from home. We do ask that you provide your child with a named water bottle to be kept in school, because we've got water coolers around the school that the children have got free access to. They have free access to their water bottles throughout the school day. We endeavour to send them home every week for a quick wash, but we like to have them in school all week because then it helps you not forget them in the mornings. Of course, if you do want to have it sent home every night and you bring it every day, that's also fine if that's what you want to do. At Nathaniel Newton is when every child is entitled to a free school dinner, so a hot dinner if they do so choose, free of charge. That is for every child in an infant school across the country, so reception, year 1 and year 2. So over 80% of our children have a meal from school. There are 4 meal choices each day. So there are 2 hot dinner options, a jacket potato option and a deli bag option. The deli bag option is in essence a packed lunch, like a sandwich. The children pick their dinner each morning on arrival at school. So we have got menus, we will send those out, they will be on our website, and also they'll be up in the classrooms each morning. So once the teachers have done the register, the children pick their dinner. That means they always get whatever they want wherever they are in the queue. Lunchtime for reception is 12 till 1. We have to have a staggered lunch across the school because of getting children through having their dinner, and also it enables children to have a little bit more space to play freely on the playground. Okay, our school uniform is fairly straightforward. For boys, we ask that they have grey or black trousers, a white polo shirt, The only thing we do specify from the uniform shops officially are our red sweatshirt with the logo on. If you do so wish, you can buy the white polo shirts with the logo on, but again, we don't mind whether they are just from the supermarket. Black shoes, there is also the option of a red fleece, which also has our logo on, and then in the summer, if the boys wish, they can wear grey or black short trousers. For girls, their uniform is very, very similar. It's a grey or a black skirt, a pinafore or trousers, white polo shirt, red sweatshirt or a cardigan this time, flat black shoes. Now I know some girls like to have a little heel, but we do insist that they are flat because they run around on the playground and it could become a hazard if they aren't wearing flat black shoes. A red fleece again is optional, and then again for the summer, if they would like to wear one of the red and white cotton dresses, they are most welcome. In school, children do PE. So for PE, very, very simply, we ask that they have black shorts, a white t-shirt, and then black pumps or trainers. In terms of the children and their clothing in school, we do ask that everything is named. We take the line that if the children can remove it, please name it. So when you have the very, very first PE lesson in any school year with reception, it can be very, very interesting when you've got 30 jumpers or cardigans without any name on, trying to relocate them with the children. Again, we understand how expensive school uniform is, so if you can name all of your school uniform, then we can return it to its rightful owner as quickly as possible. We have in our school 2 other pieces of equipment that are very, very useful. PE bags, again, to keep their PE kits in on their peg. Again, the PE kits can be left in school for a half a term and then go home to be washed. Whilst the children are busy in PE, they're not really going to be getting as sweaty as they perhaps would when they get older. This is available from our uniform providers. So the uniform providers are to be found in town as well as at Weddington. So there's 2 options. There's also the online uniform shops as well, such as Tesco's, where you can get your uniform from. As well, we have library book bags. They are really, really good that the children can bring each day with their reading books and their library books, and also other bits that they want to bring to school. So both of those pieces of kit are highly recommended. We will have some children in school that will be entitled to some extra funding. This is known as pupil premium funding. So earlier I said that every child in reception year 1 and year 2 is entitled to a universal free school meal. For children who are coming from families who get some extra benefits, and if you're not sure whether you are entitled, then our school office ladies will be very, very keen to support you. But if you are entitled to certain benefits, your child is known to be able to have some welfare school meals. And again, nobody knows that apart from the ladies in the office, so there's nothing to be concerned about. But what that will mean is that once your child goes into junior school, they will still be entitled to a free school meal. For us, it enables us to get some extra funding in school to support your child. So for every pupil premium child we have in school, that enables us to access another £1,300 worth of funding, which again can go a long way in supporting children to reach their educational attainment that they should. We offer some free clubs. So again, once the children get to Easter in reception, they can attend some of our after school clubs. They will be provided free of charge. And also as an incentive, anybody who is eligible for pupil premium free school meals and fills in the paperwork, as a thank you to you, we will give you a £25 Asda voucher to assist with the purchase of the uniform basics. So for every successful application that goes through, it's £25. So if you are entitled, it is well worth doing. As I mentioned a moment ago, our after school clubs start for our reception children after Easter. The reason that we do it after Easter is because for many children, starting school is quite tiring, and that by the end of the school day they probably have had enough. So once they've built up their stamina for a school day, they are able to join some of our clubs. We have a variety of clubs on offer, things like dancing, we have football sometimes, gymnastics, athletics, cooking clubs, art and craft clubs, and so on. What we do is we offer these out on a half-termly basis so that the children get an opportunity to try lots and lots of different clubs over the time that they're with us. Usually we would invite your children into school for a variety of activities this side of the summer, but unfortunately the current situation has meant that we're going to have to adapt the way we do things this year. So as always happens, the teachers in reception will have a chat with the nurseries that your children are currently attending. That's for us to find out a little bit more about your child. Again, we would usually be visiting your child at nursery, but that won't be possible with the current restrictions this year, but we will endeavour to find out as much as we can about your child over the current weeks. We will have an induction pack available for you to collect. They will be available to collect from Monday the 22nd of June. So you would just need to come to our school office. Within that pack there will be a prospectus, the registration form that we need back as soon as possible, uniform information, milk information, menus, lots and lots of things, and most importantly for you, there will be the information about who your child's class teacher is going to be come September. The staff have also prepared a virtual tour with the classrooms, so because the children are unlikely to be able to join us this side of the summer, the next best thing we can do is enable you to show your children all of the classrooms within reception and talk about what sort of things are in there, and just make the children feel as comfortable as they can from a distance. Within the virtual tour there will be the teacher saying a little bit about themselves, so again you can start to put names to faces. We will also be offering you the opportunity towards the end of June, beginning of July, to book a virtual meeting with the class teacher. So via Zoom or Microsoft Teams, we will be able to set up a meeting with you so that you can have a chat with the teacher and the child can meet the teacher as well. Again, for some children, this is quite a terrifying experience, so please do not worry if on that virtual meeting your child hides under the table or under the bed. Please do not worry, it's just an opportunity for us to get to know you more as a family. Now again, the starting school process comes with a massive caveat that this is correct at the moment. We may still be having further restrictions come September, and in which case, as soon as we find out what we are and aren't allowed to do with respect to the current restrictions with coronavirus, then we will let you know. But if all goes to plan and we can return to school in September with a certain amount of normality, what we will be doing is we will be inviting you and your child into school for a meeting with the class teacher, and again this will be a really great opportunity for your child to come in and have a little explore of the classroom, which they won't have done before, and that will take place on either the 2nd, the 3rd or the 4th of September. Those meetings can be organised when you have some communication with the teachers towards the end of this term. And then on the week beginning the 7th of September, we will have children in school as follows. You will be allocated either Group A or Group B. If you're in Group A, you will attend on the Monday, the Wednesday and the Friday. Group B, Tuesday, Thursday and the following Monday, Monday the 14th. And then, fingers crossed, all children will be able to start their schooling full time from Tuesday the 15th of September. One question that many parents like to ask us is, how do I best help my child prepare for coming to school? So again, if I could ask you to do the following things over the next few months, that would be incredibly helpful. We would like children to be able to put their own coat on and zip or button it up if they can. Again, if they struggle, no one here is going to not help them. We will help them, but if they can do some of these things independently, then it does make the school day far smoother. If they could blow their nose themselves, and obviously, especially with the current situation, if you could train them about blowing their nose with a tissue and then putting tissues in the bin, that would be really, really useful as well. And obviously, beyond the current situation we're in, that is really, really good hygiene practice anyway. Making sure that they are able to independently go to the toilet, and again, importantly, wash their hands correctly. If they could undress and dress themselves independently, that would certainly help them when it comes to PE times. Again, fiddly buttons and things, then we are more than happy to help your children with. If they could use a knife and fork, that would be great, as well as recognise and write their own name. If you can teach your child to write their name, then we would encourage you to do that by using lowercase letters and not capital letters. So capital letter for the first initial and then lowercase letters for the rest of their name. In the pack, you will also have an activity booklet. This is an activity booklet for you to work through at whatever speed that your child wants to over the summer months. So there's lots of fun things to do, and again, it's a nice talking point for you to go through with your child's class teacher when you do finally meet face to face in September. Please don't feel pressured. Some children will want to do lots of it, some children will try to do some of it. So please just do as much as your child will, but obviously with as much encouragement as you can give them. In preparation for starting school, there are a number of websites that we would encourage you to go and have a little look at. So the Pacey website is really, really good, and that will give you lots of important information about helping your child to settle into school. Again, Internet Matters is also a really, really good website. We will, again, as soon as the children start with us, be talking to them about keeping themselves safe when using the internet and electronic devices. Over the coming months, we'll be posting lots of information for you on our school website. So again, please frequently have a little look to see if we've uploaded anything new for you. And we have also got a Facebook page where we upload things, so please like our page and then you'll be able to see lots and lots of up-to-date information. Once we've got your child registered on our system, we use a MyEd app that enables us to communicate really easily with you and provide you with the most up-to-date information about everything that's going on at school. You can view your child's attendance, you can send messages back to us, so it's a really, really good resource for you to get. So we do encourage every child to download that onto their phone in order for them to be able to have instant access to anything that we are sending out from school. In addition, we also are a cashless free school. So that means that we don't accept any cash through our school office. Everything that we need parent contributions for, we put on our parent pay. So all you have to do then is you sign up for that and then you pay via that to us. If you are not able to do that using a credit or a debit card, then there are other ways of doing it, and we will support you with those different ways once your child starts school. Okay, if we were having a meeting face to face, this would be the point that I would be saying to you, has anybody got any questions? You may be sitting at home now with a question that you would like to ask. If that is the case, then please feel free to give us a ring and we will endeavour to answer any questions that you have. You can also email us on admin2029@welearn365.com and we will get back to you as quickly as we can. Thank you very much for watching. We are really looking forward to working closely with you over the next 3 years, and we feel really sad that we are going to be restricted from getting to know you more over the next few months, but I can assure you that we will be endeavouring to do all we can to make sure that your child's start at our school is as smooth as it possibly can be. Thank you very much.